Hello everybody, I'm Van Stykes, and I'm doing my presentation on Jeb Bush and our Florida governors. So before we get into Jeb, let's go over some history with Florida and its governors and how it became what it came to be. So before Florida became a state, it belonged to the Spanish, as in Spain. And after we received it from the Spanish, it became a U.S. territory. And it was under a military governor who would eventually become president of the United States. That's Andrew Jackson. And then from 1822 to 1845, Florida was under territorial governors. The military governor and territorial governors were appointed by the president. And then after we became a state, our governors could be elected. And William Dunn Mosley became the first state governor of Florida. And our current governor today is Rick Scott. I voted for him. And there's Andrew Jackson. And here's our governor now. Look at that face. That's a face that makes mothers want to hide their children away from him. Okay, so basically the job of a governor of any state is similar to that of the President of the United States, only he runs the state. And he's chief administrator, chief diplomat, and partakes in traditional ceremonies. Alright, so I gave you a handout of all the governors that we've had, so there's that. And now, don't need that anymore. Now the governor that I'm going to be talking about today is Jeb Bush. And here to help me talk about Jeb Bush is actually his older brother, former President George W. Bush. So what I'd like you guys to do is give him a round of applause. What that means is don't take off your shoes and throw them at him. So here it is, ladies and gentlemen, George W. Bush.
Yo, I got you.
Hello, my fellow Americans. I'm George W. Bush, and it's a privilege to be here at Valencia College to help this future leader here give this presentation on my little brother, Jeb. Well, thank you very much for being here, Mr. President. Do you think they bought that crap? I think they did. So now you ruined it. So, without further ado, here is Jeb Bush. Did you do this? Alright, you got your laugh. Very funny. Oh, thank you, Lord Jesus. Oh, look at my chubby little brother. Ain't he cute? I think I'm better looking. Look at him, he needs to cut down on the Happy Meals at McDonald's. Alright, so his real name is John Ellis Bush. Those are his initials, which spells Jeb. And he was born February 11th, 1953. The second son of George H.W. Bush and Barbara Bush, and of course, my little brother. And he was governor of Florida from 1999 to 2007. Okay, what he did as governor, he helped the school system to improve elementary school students' reading. Who cares? No one reads anyway, unless if it's 50 Shades of Grey. He took conservative Christian stands against abortion while in office. As a matter of fact, he actually allowed anti-abortion billboards to be put on highways. And he set up faith-based prisons, which helps prisoners to come to know Christ in prison. And this one, which is one that I don't really agree with, he passed a law. I read somewhere that he passed a law declaring that Native American tribes in Florida don't receive the same benefits as Florida citizens. What curled up your butt? I happen to find that very offensive. Why? Well, because most of my ancestors are Native American. Oh, is that so? Yes. Cherokee tribe and Powhatan tribe. Powhatan? Yes. As in Pocahontas? Yes. As a matter of fact, she and I are related. Oh, well. Well, this is very awkward. I apologize for offending you. That's okay, let's move on. Alright, as of now, he's being considered to be a likely Republican candidate for President of the United States. He said years ago that he would not be a candidate for 2012, but he will not rule out 2016, so there's a possibility that he may run for president in 2016. All right, so basically that's the end of the presentation so far, but before we end, well, is there anything you'd like to add about your little brother?
Well, he speaks better Spanish than I do, and that's good for him because when he proposed to his wife, she could actually understand him.
Nice. Okay, so does anyone have any questions for us? No questions at all? Well, then I guess that concludes the presentation. That's former President George W. Bush.
I got a question. Do Florida governors have term limits?
He doesn't know.
I think they can only run twice, yeah. So, they do have term limits.